Now, I personally think that she should break up the guy. Okay, this guy's not worth it.
He is risen. He is risen indeed.
Yes! 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 I did it! I saw this, okay? And so I haven't read it yet. We're going to react. It's a reaction video. We're going to react to this, okay? So if you don't know the Penny Hoarder, the Penny Hoarder is a place you can learn about more about how to reduce your costs, your footprint when it comes to money. Things you can learn about, like, you know, coupons or anything else. But anyways, so here's an interesting, this title caught me. And let's talk about it. Dear Penny, should I work more to support my anti-capitalist boyfriend? You know, just reading the headline on the top level, you're like, leave the dude. If he's anti-capitalist, that means he's anti-working. We'll find out in a minute, okay? But when someone's anti-capitalist, like, I'm sorry, I'm a capitalist, okay? I happen to believe in the free market. I happen to believe in capitalism. I am not a socialist. I'm not a communist. I'm not a Marxist, a Leninist, fascist, whatever it is, okay? I believe in capitalism. Now, mind you, I believe in capitalism that is somewhat peppered or salted with the spice a little bit of socialism. I get it, the idea, okay? Because capitalism by itself is dog eat dog, and maybe it's nothing, but guess what? Capitalism by itself means that I have a good or service that you want, and I'm going to do whatever I can to make sure you want it because you'll pay for it. If I beat you over the head for it, that's not good. That's called communism. If I beat you over the head and force you to buy it, that's fascism. If I beat you over the head and say you gotta have this, right, then that's just forced work, you know. So let's see what happens here. Okay, ready? Here we go. Dear Penny, me and my boyfriend are in our second year of college. We moved into an on-campus apartment together last semester. We made enough last summer to cover rent for the fall, so neither of us has to work outside from a few weekends. So my first reaction was, Mary, you should never have moved in with a guy. Okay, you should have married him first. Okay, no commitment. Okay, guys just want one thing, really. I don't know. It's like, I'm sorry, I'm old-fashioned. I don't know what it is, but I'm like, wow. Okay, so anyways, once winter break started, I resumed work at my summer job, which my boyfriend was okay with. But he was annoyed we couldn't spend as much time together. He went to visit his family for a few weeks. I did the same, but since my job was close to my parents' house, I kept working. When we got back, I asked him when he would start work again. Since he had promised to work this semester, but he stalled and mostly played games and worked on personal projects. He finally got a job about a week ago, but he broke down last night about how much he hates it. You know, a couple things, right? So one, games really, that's not playing games, right? I mean, games isn't a hobby, right? But two, most people, especially when it comes to opening job or working a job like a McDonald's or, you know, it's like, you may not enjoy it, right? But you do it because it's part of the process. You learn from it, you grow from it, you get stronger from it, and it's opportunity to put you on the resume. I don't want him to work a job he hates, but I'm taking 6 classes and working weekends while he is taking 2 classes and working 3 days a week at most. I literally do not have the time to work extra if he wants to quit, and our agreement this semester was that he would work more hours than me because I am taking more courses. Well, that seems fair. That's kind of like, you know, working more courses, right? I mean, I know he hates having to wake up at 5:30 in the morning for work. Really? That's wow, okay. I could put 5 a.m., okay. And he's been more depressed and attached to me lately due to his having opposite work schedules. I told him to talk to his manager, but he still hasn't. He mentioned wanting to work in the same restaurant area I am since we share a car and it would make things easier. But when I told him it was a good idea, he stopped thinking about it and hadn't done any research into job openings there. He's also been railing against capitalism and work in general, which is fine in a political argument, but this is our reality and he needs to make peace with it. I want to build a life with him, but he's talking about taking a year off from school now. And when I asked him what he would do with the time off, he said he might work, but he wasn't sure. If this happens, I'm terrified I'll be the only one earning money and having to complete my degree at the same time. How can I convince him to talk to his boss about scheduling or find a job he actually likes? She said, I want to spend my life with him. Why? This looks like a guy you should give up, okay? He's not worth it. He's not worth it. You can find better. If you're doing 6 classes and working, dedicated, strong, trying to make something out of your life, right? And he's just kind of goofing off, doing nothing, because he's got it good. He's got it good. He has the cow, and he can milk it too. And you have to. And if you leave him, fine. You'll find someone else. Okay, you know. You? He's railing at capitalism because he's complaining now. Whenever you rail against something, it's because you're complaining about what's going on. You don't like your life. You don't like what's going on. Because people make excuses all the time. People make excuses as to why they don't like what they want, okay? And they rail on other thing else besides themselves. Not focusing that maybe they're the guilty person. So, let's see what the advice is. They're anxious, because he's anxious about the future. Well, I guess so, right? I suspect your boyfriend isn't really against work as long as he doesn't personally have to do it. He seems fine with his girlfriend being part of the proletariat, provided that you also make time to entertain him. Your boyfriend has the luxury to make excuses because he has a backup plan. The backup plan is you. He knows that if he fails to deliver, you'll find a way to carry both of you. I was in a relationship that sounds a lot like yours for over a decade. Oh my gosh, 10 years. What I learned is that it's impossible to motivate somebody else. Is it true, by the way? When you're in a relationship with one of these people, that means you have to work twice as hard. No matter how much you love the person, that leaves you drained mentally, emotionally, and financially. What you can do is set boundaries. In this case, you can make it clear that you aren't working any extra hours this semester. Your boyfriend will need to find a way to pay his share of expenses as he agreed to for this semester. Your boyfriend can stick it out at his current job. Please don't feel sorry for him if he's not in love with his job after a week. Or he can look for a different job. That's his decision. Let him figure it out like an adult. The hard part about setting boundaries is that there have to be consequences when someone violates them. So if your boyfriend uses it to work, you need to seriously consider ending this relationship. At the very least, you should live apart next year so that you aren't relying on him for his part of the bills. I get how difficult all this is, given that you want to build a life together with your boyfriend, but you need to secure a future for yourself first. That means giving yourself time to focus on your studies instead of taking extra shifts to pick up his slack. That also means making time to enjoy your college years. Between your school and work, schedule, and your boyfriend's commands, I'm worried you don't have much time for left over you. You clearly have a solid work ethic, but your boyfriend sounds really immature. Sometimes consequences force a person to grow up. Whatever you do, prioritize your own needs over your boyfriend's comfort. He only gets to be part of the future if he proves he's worth it. Now, I personally think that she should break up the guy, okay? This guy's not worth it. What makes me think that she's in love with this guy? What's exactly enticed her? You know, it's because he's nice to her, you know, he buys her roses now and then. What exactly makes her... This is not a good future, okay? So, yeah. There you go.